How does that make you feel?
Like I fucking hate him.
I don't want you staying here. I don't like what I just saw.
He's not a good dude.
No, he's not. Does he hurt your brother?
But not what he does to me.
What's happening here can't continue. If it's easier, I can call child services. Why not?
Because it's just gonna split me and my brother up, and I don't want that.
Elsa, you need to survive. You need to survive. You need to do what you need to do to survive. You need to be strong.
I will.
We're talking with Councilwoman Sandy James of New York's 10th District, who gave a speech last week that's received a lot of attention, not just here in New York, but across the country. Councilwoman, thanks for calling in.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here.
So my first question is, why did this speech catch fire in the way that it did?
I'm actually not really sure. I was just trying to be honest.
I think there's no question that you were, and I think people heard it, and it probably made them want a lot more of it.
Well, that would certainly be nice.
Now, granted, you were in a subcommittee city council meeting that was essentially discussing parking ticket rate increases, but you somehow transcended it with your appeal to people to combat their alienation from the political process and to truly see themselves as part of it.
Well, I'd be happy to play any part in encouraging folks to become more involved. It's a process I believe in, so I'd actually be very honored.
Well, there you have it, Councilwoman Sandy James of New York's 10th District.
Oh, man. You look good, Paul.
You too.
It's been a minute.
It has.
Life is funny.
It really fucking is.
Welcome to my office.
It's nice.
It's a shithole.
Well, it won't be for long.
Gotta sit.
Wow, I feel very special.
You should. Sit.
Ooh.
It's good, isn't it? It's a nice chair. I heard you got married.
I did?
You guys moved to the suburbs?
You're mean.
No, I just thought you moved to...
We're divorced.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For the better.
Really?
For her.
How long ago?
2 years. How's Dan?
What do you know about Dan?
You're famous.
Not really.
He sounds riveting.
Are we really doing this?
What?
Giving each other shit about who we're with.
I'm not with anybody.
Sorry you got divorced.
Thank you. I'm sorry you're with Dan. Sorry. Sorry.
You have any kids?
Theo, 9.
Oh.
So, I mean, congratulations on everything. The work, the speech, I'm not sure how 5 minutes on participatory budgeting became a nationally viewed rallying cry for independent thinking.
Lucky timing.
Good social media team.
It was a moment.
Next up, council speaker.
If the people so desire.
Sky's the limit. Speaker, mayor, Senate, White House.
Shut
That's
up.
the straightest. I mean, you could skip Senate.
God, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you came in. You've been on my mind.
Oh, yeah?
I just meant we needed to talk.
About?
Elsa Mercado is being released.
Oh.
That's a good thing. Her pardon petition was ruled on. It's a matter of weeks.
Is that earlier than?
6 years. Sentencing relief is finally taking hold.
She deserves it.
She really does. I actually got a call last week from Jim Feingold at Slate. They're doing a piece on her release.
Well, how did they?
My name is in that trial transcript as having run the resource center where she was loaned the money, and Feingold smells blood.
She collected money on a false pretense.
Yeah.
Or at least the pretense changed.
Yeah.
And nobody knows you're the one who gave it.
Or that you're the one that supplied it.
After being told it was for a down payment.
Correct.
Having been told that by you.
Correct.
So you wanted to let me know.
Feingold will likely call the DA.
Is that the same DA?
Same DA. That was a deputy DA who prosecuted her case. Questioned my veracity at the time. He's looked at me funny ever
He
since.
probably wants to be mayor himself.
Listen, I'm not asking you to do anything because there's really nothing to do. But I wanted to tell you in person. Sounds like your life is complicated enough. You don't need any more hassle. This is going to be a problem for me. You might get caught in the fallout.
It wasn't even your money.
I know.
I was an overpaid first-year counsel.
We were trying to help.
So we didn't know she was lying.
No.
We had no idea that she was going to use that
No.
money. We discussed this at the time.
We did.
Because you thought that she would name you.
I did.
But she didn't.
Nope.
Okay, then.
Still tricky. Feingold wants to smear me. The DA wants to destroy me. And if Elsa tells them that I omitted the truth, which I did back then and last week.
Everyone's got a fucking agenda.
I'm the council's leading advocate on gun control, and I unwittingly facilitated a murder. Feingold will locate the police report. He'll track the transaction.
It was from an ATM 16 years ago.
The point is, when a progressive politician takes on gun trafficking, people love nothing more than to pierce that politician's integrity. And when that politician happens to be darkly pigmented, you discover those people, especially Caucasian ones who deeply desire Pulitzers, will go to great lengths to slay the strident and hypocritical negress. The rules are just different.
Which is exactly the fucking problem.
Listen, I don't plan to give up easy. I believe in this shit. I'm gonna go to my grave giving voice to people in need, and that's not bullshit rhetoric. I am in it for the long game. So if they take me out for this, I'm gonna come back in another way. I'm gonna go back to community organizing. I'll pass out crackers at the fucking blood bank. I mean, this is who I am. The thing is, what flashed through my mind is how naive it would look for someone to not have foreseen the problem with handing $500 over to a teenaged victim of a man who was repeatedly molesting her.
You were running an entire community center.
I should have thought it out more. I should have cared more for what she was going through. She was asking me for help. I failed her. By trying to be her savior, I should have been her mentor.
Still, the fact that some fuckhead reporter wants to get you when you were clearly well-intentioned, it's why good people don't enter politics. Well, except for you. How'd you end up in Washington Heights?
Saw a need.
An open seat?
Please.
I just remember how much you used to love Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's not the same Brooklyn.
You're from Canarsie, not Cobble fucking Hill.
I don't want to live in Canarsie.
Well, that I understand. That's your mom.
You met my mother once.
3 times. She called me Paulie.
She didn't call you Paula.
Yes, she did.
No. We're not the Gambinos, Paul.
She used to laugh at my jokes.
She's being polite.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, come on, that doesn't hurt your feelings.
I no longer have feelings. I mean, I did back then.
Paul, we were a flash in the pan.
You can't flash in the pan for a year.
It was a dalliance. You were slumming with a black chick.
Not true.
Plus, you were sleeping all over town.
Bullshit.
You didn't cheat?
Cheat?
You cheated 3 months in.
With who?
With that little redhead at the center.
Hannah?
You cheated a little weird, Hannah.
You think I slept with Hannah?
I know you slept with Hannah.
I mean, possible.
I was your side piece, while Hannah was more palatable to the likes of you.
You don't think I had feelings?
I think you like coming up to Harlem once a week, dipping your toes in the water, getting a little taste, nibbling on the collard greens. But you always had a little Hannah or Becky back at the law firm, getting into your briefs.
Maybe you were just upwardly dallying with a downtown lawyer.
No, you can't upwardly dally.
You can dally every which way.
No, you can't. You can't dally with a world that doesn't want to. I mean, you can go on a couple of dates with him when he comes up to Harlem once a week. But one dallies down in this world, not up, especially back then.
Oh, yeah, because now you're the one with the,
Well,
yes?
you should just stay in your lane on this one. I have feelings, too, for what it's worth. And who knows if back then had been today.
What about Dan?
What about Dan? He's great. It's not the same.
Don't you fucking emotionally
I'm
manipulate
actually
me.
not.
I thought I was a dalliance.
It was. But you still showed up once a week with your law degree and your integrity and your horniness. And there I was with my idealism and my arrogance and my ignorance. And we connected. We wanted to change the world. And that was real. Even though I like to give you shit.
Keep hope alive. Why don't you let me do it? Say I gave the money to Elsa.
Why?
Save you the hassle. I'm the loser living in New Rochelle. Let me be the naive asshole who gave gun money to a murderer.
No.
Your entire career is built on fighting violence through governance, and now this asshole wants to crucify you for sport? Fuck that. Let me take the blame.
Why?
Because I'd like to help keep you on mission, which is helping people, including Elsa, who's done her time and doesn't deserve to get caught up in some bullshit scandal aimed at your integrity. You're on the right side of every issue, including those issues that make it possible for girls like Elsa to have recourse for when their asshole father is molesting her every night. And it'll help me look good, too. A man who is willing to help a girl in need. A good dude in the era before dudes like me were woke to the fact that girls like Elsa were victims.
I've created a monster.
Seriously. Anybody asks, the money came directly from me to Elsa. You can't let them trip you up on the bullshit. And if I can help in my own little way, once a week, let me. And who knows, maybe you'll hit me back. Mayors need lawyers. When was the last time you saw her?
Saw her a couple of times after her trial.
Why'd you stop?
She was upstate. I mean, I think we grew apart.
Let me do this, Annie.
Today, we're discussing the upcoming race for New York's City Council Speaker. Frontrunner Sandy James has proposed a bill that would deny tax credits to landlords who abuse their tenants, a problem that disproportionately affects the poor. In calling for action, James challenged her fellow council members to dream of a better version of New York. We'll discuss coming up.
It's good to see you, Elsa. It really is.
take it to stay in your office.
No, my office is down the block. We're just, we're borrowing this.
Trying to keep it private?
No, it's right across the street from the coffee shop.
What's he get out of this?
Paul's doing me a favor. He doesn't get anything.
You think?
What would he get?
I don't know, something.
Elsa.
He ain't gonna answer.
I'm doing her a favor.
Why?
Because I believe in what she's doing, and I'd like to see her keep doing it.
You guys been in contact this whole time?
Only once or twice, till a couple weeks ago.
She just called you out of the blue?
Sorta.
And you were just like, yeah, I got your back, no problem.
Actually, I offered to do it.
Oh, so you guys just thought I'd be down with it.
We were hoping you might.
What was prison like?
What do you think it's like?
Not very fun.
Yeah,
You get to finish high school?
I finished.
Anything after that?
You mean like college?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple people come in and teach courses or seminars or whatever, but for college you gotta pay, and my mom never had enough.
How's your mother doing?
Old.
She's still working?
She's been in a wheelchair since I was 10.
No, I remember that.
She just babysits for people in the building now.
So why aren't you staying with her?
Because I don't want to.
Right.
Plus, they moved her to a smaller unit. My brother's place is bigger.
You thought about jobs?
Have I thought about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a job in prison?
You think I should get a laundry job out here?
I think you can probably do better.
Like what?
I'm not sure, but I do know there are programs. I can help get you in one that can help with job placement, housing.
Yeah, you mean if I do what you're asking?
I can help you either way. I would like to help you very much.
So, Sandy, what do you do when you are in your office? I mean, I know you're city council, and you don't want to lose your job because you helped me buy a gun, but what do you actually do?
Well, I have a small support staff, policy director, press person, constituent liaison, and really our first duty is to provide a power check against the mayor.
Okay, how much you make?
Approximately $148,000 a year.
That includes your staff?
No, that's just a council member. There's a small budget for staff.
Plus extra space for private meetings like this one?
No, we're just borrowing this. I know the owners.
What do you do?
I'm a lawyer.
Fuck, man.
Yep.
You help people like me?
Well, I'm more on the corporate side, white collar.
What does that mean? You defend, like, corporations?
Yeah, I do that. I'm trying to get more into representing people suing corporations, whistleblowers, people fighting corporate malfeasance, corporate greed. That's my goal.
How's that going?
It's getting there.
You got a lot of cases?
No, not really, no.
Not enough blowers calling out greed?
Guess not.
What's the worst thing you ever did?
Me?
Yeah. I mean, you know my worst thing. I'm just curious yours. Now that you're asking me to conspire with you.
I guess I was a shitty father. Or am one, seeing as how I don't live with my kid.
At least you're not fucking him. Or her.
My kid?
Yeah.
True.
I mean, my worst thing wasn't actually killing my father, if you could believe that. My worst thing was when my mother had her accident and my father started acting the way he started acting. My mother had this idea to let my little brother go live with a sister of hers up in the Bronx as a way of getting him out of the apartment and away from my dad and shit. And my whole thing was, I really wanted my brother to stay because I didn't want to be alone. And so I convinced my mom to let him stay with us. And so that led to him having to deal with all kinds of shit from my father as well. Not to mention the day I shot my father, my brother was standing right there. I mean, he was right there. And so obviously, he ain't never gonna unsee that. So that's my worst thing. Similar to yours, I guess. Not doing the right thing for the people in our lives. Here's the thing, Miss James. I don't want to lie for you. I mean, first off, I just spent 16 years deceiving and lying and doing whatever I had to do. So I find it kind of funny that the first thing that happens once I'm out is I got supposedly respectable people asking me to start deceiving straight off again in a fucking warehouse. And I also don't think it's so smart for me to do as I'm trying to get back on my feet, because if I get caught in a big lie like that, they're just gonna throw me back inside.
It's not a lie, Elsa. All we're asking is that you say you got the $500 from me.
But she's the one who gave it to me.
I realize
so
that.
it's a lie if I say something else.
Paul is the one who supplied it.
I already didn't say anything during the trial.
Which I appreciate.
I said I didn't remember.
That's right.
And even that, I don't think they believed.
No, I don't think they did. You're right. And now the press is digging deeper because they know that I knew you, which is why I'm asking you for help.
But he is not the one who gave it to me.
Right. But at the time, I was helping you.
I know that.
I was doing you a favor.
I get that.
Which you completely abused by using that money to go out and buy a weapon and kill someone.
Which I told you I was.
You told me?
I told you I needed help to defend myself
yes?
against my father.
Well, yes, by moving out.
Or by other means.
No, that's
I said I needed protection for the next time that motherfucker touched me.
I'm sorry, that's not what happened.
I didn't say I needed protection?
Maybe, but I certainly didn't understand that to mean that
I was gonna buy a gun.
Yes, that's definitely not what I understood.
Is that what she told you?
What?
That she thought protection meant something else?
I think she thought that you needed it for a down payment.
She didn't say I needed protection.
Not to me, no. She didn't say you said anything about that at all, no.
You're a fucking liar.
Elsa, let me be very clear. You may have used the word protection, but not in the context of buying a gun. You said you needed a down payment. And after I asked Paul to fund that need, you said it would help you.
Protect myself.
Fine. But you never said that meant going out buying a gun so a month later you could point blank murder a man.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that is not how
She's got you around the fucking barrel, man.
Elsa, do you really think I would have given you the money if you were telling me?
I think back then you understood what I was going through.
Yes, I did understand.
I know you did. And maybe you're a different person now that you're power checking the mayor, but back then you were like my cool older sister, and you knew exactly what I was going through because I had sat with you and told you all about what that asshole was doing to me. So I think you knew exactly what protection meant.
Maybe you had differing
Shut the fuck up.
views.
What the fuck do you know?
I knew Sandy very well back then.
Yeah, you knew her well back
Yeah,
then?
I did.
bet
She
you
worked
did.
tirelessly for the people who came to the resource center.
And on some of the volunteers as well?
What?
She worked tirelessly on your behalf,
That's not what I'm talking
That's what
about.
I'm talking about.
Fine, but that has nothing to do with...
Well, it does now, because you're the one offering to be the one to take the blame. Which it seems you're pretty good at, just standing there taking the blame because you got nothing else to do. Or maybe you feel guilty about whatever went on with y'all back in the fucking day. I don't know.
I offered to take the blame not out of guilt, but because I don't want the situation to become politicized.
You sure you did, or she just make you think you did?
I never understood what you were saying
That's
when you said
bullshit.
that all you said was that you needed
You're
the-
fucking lying, bitch. You knew I didn't have any options, and you knew I knew people who sold guns because they were fucking everywhere back then, including people you and me both knew who you kicked out of the center. So don't stand there and act like you don't know what I was fucking thinking.
Fine. This was obviously a bad idea, and it was a mistake to bring it up.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to say you got the money from Paul, I respect that. But let me reiterate, I had no inclination of the degree to which you were willing to self-protect.
I told you I was desperate.
You were desperate to get out of that situation.
I was desperate to stop him from destroying and breaking my life and my womanhood and my little brother and my entire fucking humanity. That's what I was doing. And I couldn't do that by just moving out because I couldn't afford it every day because I was 16. And because he would still be in my head every single night. To make him leave my head, I had to fucking end him.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so we clearly understood different things.
Can you get me a job?
What do you mean?
If I help you, can you get me a job? I mean, you want a favor, I want a favor.
Like she said, she could try to get you into a re-entry program which has a job placement
No,
dimension.
that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like a good job, as in no $15 an hour shit.
$15 an hour is a good job.
Yeah, well, I don't want that. I'm not stabbing trash in Times Square for fucking Chinese tourists. I know I'm not gonna get 148,000, but I don't want fucking 30 either. I need more like 75.
Elsa,
You want me to lie to a reporter? I'm asking you to find me a decent job.
you need certain qualifications for a high-paying
Then
job.
give me a city job. I know those ain't exactly all rocket science.
This is starting to feel like a shakedown.
Shake it however you want, Sandy.
That's blackmail.
Are you joking? I need a good job so my mother who's in a wheelchair don't have to eat fucking dog food. And then you start talking about putting the blame on this motherfucker over here, and I ask you to up the ante a little, and you start talking about shakies?
Shake down.
That's what I fucking call it.
Okay, okay. What do you want in terms of jobs?
I don't know. How about policy director?
For who?
For you.
I can't just get you a high-paying job as soon as you leave.
75's not high.
Still, I
People get
can't
out of prison and get good jobs every day.
Like who?
Like all them people Polly works for. All them fucking white collars.
I call it criminals.
Yeah, all them fucking dudes. They walk out of prison and right back into $5 million a year.
She's got a point.
What are you qualified to do?
I don't know, fucking trauma.
Oh, because of your own?
Because of my own shit, and because I just spent 16 years in prison. Because there's a lot of trauma in prison, Sandy. We take seminars on that shit. Because ain't but 1% of women in there ain't got fucking level 8 trauma going back to the second they were born. Them bitches got trauma with a capital fucking T-Rex.
So that makes you an expert?
Fuck yeah. It's not like I killed my father for fun. And no, I didn't take no college courses on policy directing, but I spent 16 years in circle time talking with people in pain. Broken people.
So what do you want to be, trauma counselor?
How much you pay?
Well, what about a
Excuse
abused
me, I'm
women's
sorry,
shelter? Could you get her a job at an abused women's
I
shelter?
can't just do that.
Why not?
Because you need a degree in social work. You need
Okay,
a
then put me on
master's
a
in
SWAT
social-
team. Give me one of them stun grenades. I'll go in there, extract all them battered wives from their apartments, and do a little damage on their husbands, too. Oops, sorry about that battering ram up your ass. Oh, you don't like that? Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Does it fucking hurt? I was joking about that part.
You probably shouldn't joke about that topic.
What, abuse women?
Yeah,
Why, because you had abuse in your life?
I'm just saying.
Do you?
A lot of people do.
I know they do, but do you?
Yeah,
Okay then, so you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, you probably shouldn't joke about it.
Who in your family was abused?
Okay, we can move on now.
Was it you?
No.
Your wife?
Can we move on?
Was it like your mom? It was, right? Your mother was abused
Yeah,
by your father?
yeah.
Okay then. You're right, I shouldn't joke, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Look, you're asking me for something, I'm just asking for something in return. My life got fucked, Sandy. And I'm just trying to get it back. I want to help my mom, even though she never helped me. I want to help my little brother's kids go to college and just in general, because he's got girls. And I want to be there for them, just like you were there for me. Because I know you at least tried to help.
I did try to help.
I know you did. You once told me I was the most promising young lady you ever met. Quote. And I believed you. And when I was in prison, talking to the other women, I'd tell them you told me that. And sometimes I'd say it to them. When the young ones would first come in, I'd tell them that they had promise and that they could make it.
Glad to hear that.
And I know they don't just give out jobs like that, so basically I'll take whatever you got. But just something with self-respect and giving a shit for others. Because those two things right there, that's intimate. That's revolution. That's like revolution of the intimate.
I hear what you're saying. I may be able to find you something if you give me a couple of days. No promises. But if I do get you something, you're
And you can rest assured, secret's good with me. So long as it's still okay with Paul.
Yeah, you kind of mean not to blow the whistle.
Later in the hour, we'll be talking with the newly elected council speaker, Sandy James, who has pledged to use the power of her position to steer the council to, quote, act as a voice for those who have been shut up and shut out of the political process for too long. And we'll open up the phones for your questions to the speaker.
It's so good to see you, Elsa.
You too.
Glad I had a moment. How's the job?
It's all right.
Yeah, I was in the purchasing department at ACS.
Clerical associate at the Office of Procurement for the Chief Contracting Officer at the Administration of Children's Services.
Nice. You like it?
It's all right.
Decent money, good benefits.
I'm very thankful.
So it's been what, 5 months?
Yeah.
You know, hopefully you find it meaningful as you move up in the ranks. There's really nothing more important than the care of children.
Right.
So, what do you want to talk about?
I saw in the paper how you won that big election.
Oh, yeah, council speaker.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got a raise for that?
I don't. Same salary for all the council members, but I do get a new office next month.
I also wanted to thank you for what you said in the paper about how I deserve a second chance from when you first got me the job.
You know, you do deserve it, given what you went through when you were a child, and you served your time.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I wanted to talk with you to discuss something.
Is it the job?
No. The job's good. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. It's got more to do with something that happened outside of work.
Okay.
At a bar.
At a bar.
Yeah, half bar, half club.
Do I like where this is going?
I don't know.
Okay, what happened at the half bar, half club?
I was there with my girlfriend on Friday night. It was after work,
Right?
and this guy came up to me. Big dude, thought he was all that, and he started, getting in my face.
Like menacing?
No, like flirtatious.
Okay.
Like aggressive. Like, actually, yeah, to the point of menacing. So I was like, yo, back up. Because I don't have time for that shit. I really don't.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, it just got out of control after a while. Like, I kept telling him, listen, I'm trying to have a discussion here. And he went back down. Kept talking about how luscious I looked. And finally, I was like, if you don't back up, you're gonna fucking regret it.
Okay, so then what happened?
So he didn't back up.
What did you do?
He touched me.
Where?
Like on my shoulder at first, and then his hand sort of graced down over my breast.
His hand grazed down over your breast?
And as it did, he sort of stopped and basically momentarily cupped me.
He cupped your breast?
Momentarily.
What did you do?
I hit him.
With what?
My hand. I was like, arranca pa carajo, cabrón.
Okay, so what happened next?
Well, he fell down, and I guess it turns out he basically bit off a part of his tongue, because I got him under the chin with the whole palm of my hand.
He bit off his tongue.
Part of it.
Which part?
The front part, the tip, I guess, the decent part of the tip.
Okay. Is he okay?
Yeah, it's not like an entire major organ.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah. And now he's pressing charges.
Against you.
Yeah. And as you know, I'm on parole.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
It's bad. It's like a major, major problem, because I can't go back inside.
It's a parole violation.
Mm-hmm. He's pressing charges on me for drunken assault and battery with a deadly weapon.
Wait, what's a deadly weapon?
I had a number of rings on my fingers.
You said you hit him with the palm of your hand.
I guess some of my rings hit him, too. So he says.
Have the charges been filed?
Yeah. They arrested me on Saturday. I spent that night and Sunday night in jail. And this morning I had a preliminary hearing, and after that they let me post bail.
Was that,
I asked someone to help me.
who?
Paul?
Paul.
Paul, the guy.
Yeah,
that-
no, I know. How'd you?
He gave me his number.
And he,
He posted my bail.
okay. That was very nice of him. Elsa, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Clearly, that guy was a fucking asshole. Just the fact that he wouldn't leave you alone. There isn't a woman out there that hasn't had to... And to have him take it further, God, fuck this guy. It's obviously very frustrating as a woman who's tried to fight this legislatively. It's just debilitating, you know? You just want to stop trying. It's like it'll never end.
Well, you don't seem like the type to stop trying.
No, I'm not.
Makes one of us.
Don't lose faith. Like you said, one day there's gonna be a revolution of the internet. I bet once you explain the context, it's gonna be you pressing charges against him.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a parole violation, so I think I might need your help.
What kind of help?
Well, I was thinking you probably know the district attorney or something, and that maybe you could influence him and make this whole thing go away. Or at least cut some slack.
That's a very big ask.
Why?
Because you're asking me to circumvent the law so as to get you out of a bar fight.
Haven't we been doing that already?
No. What we did was minimize my participation in a crime that happened 16 years ago, which is very different from interfering with the standard judicial process.
You want me to go back to prison?
I think when you explain the circumstances,
It's a parole violation. There's no explaining.
maybe I can help you find a lawyer.
You're not listening. If I assaulted someone, then I have to re-serve the years they let me out early, plus whatever time it is for the assault.
You can plead self-defense.
That didn't work so well for me last time.
Well, last time it was first-degree murder
Okay,
charge.
well, it doesn't matter. It's about them not caring.
Can your friend testify that this guy was being aggressive?
They're just gonna try to prove that she was drunk.
Was she?
I don't know.
Were you?
We were at a bar.
Is that a yes? What time is this?
I don't know.
Was it right after work or midnight?
It was like 10, maybe 11.
Were you drinking the whole time?
I had a few drinks.
Can you do that on parole, though?
Yeah, you can drink while you're on parole.
But you're not allowed to abuse it.
I wasn't.
So how many drinks did you have?
I wasn't counting.
So you got there after work, and then the fight
I
happened
wasn't
at
abusing
11?
my alcohol, Sandy. I had maybe 3.
Elsa, I am really sorry. I'm sorry this happened, but I cannot get involved. You're gonna have to hire a lawyer and let this thing play
No,
itself
I'm not
out.
going back to prison.
Well, you might have to
I
for
ain't
a
doing
little
that,
bit.
Miss James.
Elsa, if you were at a bar drunkenly cutting people's tongues off,
Why are you
then you're
talking
gonna.
like that?
Isn't that what
This
happened,
ain't a
Elsa?
fucking joke. Have you ever been to prison?
I have visited prison.
Where'd you visit?
I went to Rikers Island.
That's a jail?
Okay, I went to Sing Sing, Greenhaven, 5 Points, and
why
like
were you
I
there?
my cousin did time.
Okay, so did they tell you what it's like in there?
A little bit.
Did they tell you what it does to your head?
To a degree.
Did they use that word?
But degree?
Yeah, no, they didn't, because they don't use words like that when you're in there.
Okay, I had one cousin who earned a college degree. Speaking
Who
of degree,
paid for that?
his mother and I.
Okay, well, then he's a lucky fuck, because most people don't get that,
I
Sandy.
realize that.
And you can get all the degrees you want, but that ain't gonna make you whole. That ain't gonna make you one of those people walking around with a leash on their dog, sipping their coffee, with a big shit grin on their faces like the world's a fucking oyster, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Elsa. I hear you. I know you don't want to go back in, but I can't put my finger on the scale for you. First, the DA thinks you should still be in prison, and he genuinely doesn't like me. And frankly, human beings are under an obligation to take responsibility for what they've done, and more importantly, to not have done it in the first place. So if you were at a bar drinking for many hours when you were specifically prohibited from doing so, and if you were then so out of control that you brass-knuckled a guy's tongue off, I think you gotta own that. Sorry, but you do.
He was being aggressive.
I understand.
No, you don't.
Yeah, and how do I not understand?
Because for someone like me and my past, that's like a full-on fucking whatever, a fucking trigger.
Elsa, I understand.
No, I just said you don't understand. You don't. To be in my shoes and who I am is not the same for someone who hasn't been abused for 6 years, unless I'm wrong and that happened to you.
No.
Okay, then. So you cannot be in my shoes. I'm allowed to have a few drinks at a bar and not be treated like a fucking piece of candy someone wants to chew on, which you said yourself you knew shouldn't be that way. I served 16 years, and thanks to you, I have a good job, and I'm just trying to live straight. And maybe because of my past, I overreacted, but let God judge me. That asshole doesn't need the tip of his tongue nearly as much as I need my freedom. I've been out 5 months, and I haven't fucking jaywalked, Sandy. I'm contributing to my niece's schools, I'm living right, and all I'm asking you, with my head in my fucking hand, is that you pick up the phone or walk down the corridor of power where you walk every day, where you were trying to make people's lives better and asked them to let this case go.
Elsa, I can't do that.
Then ask them to get rid of the fact that I was drinking. All they have is the bartender's word, and he wasn't even paying attention. Just ask whatever prosecutor it is to let go of that part. And if they put me back inside for hitting that man, then so be it. I'll do my time. But I could really use your help on this. It's not like the whole world doesn't rely on favors.
I can't help you. If I bring it up with the DA, it's only going to inflame it.
Sandy, please.
It's not gonna happen.
At a city council meeting last night, Speaker Sandy James checked off a list of policy goals she intends to achieve in her first term, including legislation to combat income inequality and increased corporate investment in community healthcare centers. James was adamant in her insistence that the city, quote, finally think big when it comes to who we are.
Not bad.
You were just in the neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I remember you told me you live around here.
Yeah. This is my casa. Can I get you anything? Some tea?
Yeah. That works.
Caffeinated, decaffeinated?
Whatever, surprise me. Oh, I saw you on TV.
MSNBC.
With the lady.
Rachel Maddow.
She's got a lot of energy.
She does.
You look good.
Thank you.
So you got a new case?
I do.
A fucking whistler.
Yeah, well, in large part thanks to you.
How's that?
Well, it seems that when I was mentioned in the paper as having helped you out with the money back then, I guess my client read about that and thought I'd be a good lawyer for her to hire when she took on her company.
All because you helped out little old me.
It's funny how the world works.
You're like a champion for women.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I'm going that far. And so is cutie Rachel. I mean, she fucking loved you, man. Thanks.
So, you okay?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to thank you for the bail situation.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm glad I could help.
You must think I'm a lost cause.
No, I think you got a lot going on.
Meaning what?
Well, it's just you're a complicated person. We all are. But you've had a hard road, Elsa, and I mean, I carry a lot of rage, and I've had it relatively easy.
Thanks for saying that.
When's your parole hearing?
The 16th.
You have a lawyer?
Yeah. They gave me one, but I'm pretty sure he's a retard.
Are you here to ask me?
No.
Because this is a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know my way around that kind of case anyway.
You do more business stuff.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad your career's working out.
You know, I haven't had one for 5 years, so.
You look good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, less circles under the eyes. Thinner.
I finally started exercising again.
Yeah?
Yeah, mostly metabolic. I've been doing some, cardio boxing, some boot camp. So, just trying to work the oxidative pathways.
It's totally working, bro. So you got that, you got your name in the paper, you got Miss Rachel. Things are looking up.
Funny how the world works.
Is all that parlaying into you getting late?
Not really.
Not really?
Who knows how that stuff works?
Oh, man.
Oh, it's all silly, really.
No, it's cool. You deserve it.
Come on.
You too. You understand what I'm saying. You're a good-looking dude. You did something honorable you didn't have to do. I think you deserve some good press coverage and maybe a little bouncy bounce. It's a nice place.
I was glad to leave New Rochelle, I'll tell you that.
So I talked to that guy from Slate.
The reporter?
Yeah.
But he already wrote his article.
He wants to do a follow-up. I didn't tell him how it all went down, but I thought about it.
Well, you probably shouldn't do that.
I need you to help me convince Miss James to help me out. She just needs to talk to the DA's office and tell them I was only drinking soda that night.
Elsa.
It's the difference between me being drunk and beating people up versus sober and fending off a predator. I was thinking you might have more influence.
Why?
Because you're a lawyer and you and her go way back and you seem to better understand me.
Why do I better understand you?
It's just a sense you give off.
What kind?
Well, A, you ain't a fucking politician, so you're automatically less full of shit. And B, you know what it's like
What's like?
to live in a place where abuse is going on.
And so you think that I better...
Understand where I'm coming from. Not be a cold-hearted bitch.
And what would you want me to do?
Please, just ask her. She respects you. You all work in the same system. I'm just peering through the window. Besides, is she trying to change it for people like me?
Yes.
It's a hole in the system. The whole system's in a fucking hole. I can't go back inside. Like, it's terror. Just empty fucking terror. I used to smile all the time, Paul. I was like ice cream happy. Now I'm just... Is your father still alive?
Actually, he still is.
You're lucky.
It's rare that I talk to him.
I wish I could talk to mine.
Even though
No matter what, the guy was my father.
you miss the idea of a father.
I miss him. Used to him before it all started. Guy who used to take us rollerblading in Yonkers. Guy was funny back then. He used to hurdle all the kids who fallen down. Just hurdle right over them. The guy was a good athlete. And he loved my mom, too. I think that's what I feel bad about most. Like, she doesn't have a guy to carry her up the stairs. Even when he was doing shit to me, he still always carried her up and down the subway stairs.
That's funny.
I wouldn't say funny.
Fucked up?
That works.
You know, when my son was 4, I decided I was going to do one of those Big Brother programs where they match you up with a kid that doesn't have a dad. You take him out to movies, you go to his games. And I swear to God, my son picked up on it. I remember one day I told him I was gonna go take Jacoby to the movies, and he was like, "What about me, Dad?" And I tried to explain why I was doing it, and I think he understood it, but when I came back, Theo and my wife were all curled up in bed watching a movie, and he wouldn't let me join. He just refused to let me in.
You fucked that kid up.
Did I?
No, man. Tell him to fucking chill.
I stopped being a big brother after that. I've always regretted it.
Your boy Theo had you run a barrel.
You know, I pulled a knife on my dad once. I was ready to stab him in the throat. I really fucking was. Maybe I should have. Because, you know, after that, it was never the same. We never had a single good moment. Maybe if I killed him, I'd miss him more. At least I'd have that.
They all got us run a barrel. Will you help me? Please?
Elsa.
Don't pretend like you don't like tipping your finger.
You can't do stuff like this.
Like what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Tell me what you mean.
Move back.
I'm not touching you.
Now. Get the fuck back.
I just need you to step up, Paul. It's not just the system, it's all the people inside it, too. You guys are the ones who can make shit happen.
I realize that.
I know you do. It's why you fight the fight. You always have. Or at least been willing to help out. All the way back to Harlem. You're a moral person, Paul. I just need you to be moral now.
Well, the mayor's race is heating up with 2 more candidates declaring, but most folks are watching Council Speaker Sandy James, who's been speaking a lot about a more compassionate New York, or in her words, less a shining city on a hill and more a hill upon which our shining citizens live.
Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time and then I gotta go. I'm not gonna interfere with this case. Even if your own dead father were standing right here in front of me, said he was a victim of abuse, it wouldn't justify what he did to you. So in that same light, I can't make an exception.
I'm going to interrupt you here, Sandy.
I'm not done yet.
I'm still going to interrupt.
Why?
Because there's certain factors you need to take into account, beginning with the fact that Elsa lied to the press on your behalf and is now prepared to set the story straight, starting with Jim Feingold at Slate, who wants to write more on this. But if you're willing to help her out...
You should be ashamed.
I'm not advising her to do this, but you need to know she's serious.
Fuck off.
She deserves a second chance.
A third chance.
I don't count the first chance as a chance.
She committed murder.
The point is, she doesn't deserve to go back to prison for the sole reason of having fended off a sexual assault at a bar. That's what she did, and she doesn't deserve prison for it. It is the incorrect legal and moral path for this. So with that in mind, I'd like to make sure that you are warned calmly, which I'm not sure Elsa is currently capable of the chance of public disclosure.
Yeah, mighty fancy, mighty quick, Paul.
Belongs to a client.
No doubt.
I knew no one would be here, which I thought you'd appreciate. I went through the case files for Elsa's original trial, in which there's a statement made to investigators by you.
You're unfucking believable, you know that?
Do you recall speaking to investigators?
Of course.
Do you remember what you said?
Yes, I do.
You told them you met her father and suspected abuse, but you said nothing about lending her the money.
That's true.
Do you remember where you met him?
Yes.
Because it's not specified in the interview.
I remember.
It was in my apartment.
Yes.
Do you remember when it was?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I actually don't. And I'm not interested in you trying to catch me in some little detail that
I ain't
doesn't
trying to
actually...
catch you.
Fine.
I already had the gun by then.
Then my meeting her father actually had nothing to do with it.
It was
Why are
3
we...
days before Elsa shot her father.
Okay.
You don't remember that?
Does it say it in the transcript?
No.
Then how do you know?
Because I told him.
Okay.
You don't remember?
I remember meeting your father.
But not that it was right before.
No.
Do you remember what you and me talked about?
No.
How we went into my room after and I was all messed up?
I only remember meeting your father.
Yeah, but do you remember after, when I was messed up and you told me I should go to a shelter and I said I didn't want to leave my little brother?
I'm sorry, I don't remember this.
You told me that if I was gonna stay, and that if he did anything again, I should do what I have to do to survive.
I would never have said that.
Sandy, I ain't trying to threaten you. Like I said, I already had the gun. I knew what I might do with it if he came at me again, so it ain't your fault. But you said that. You gave me permission.
That's not
It's
true.
fucking true. And we both know it, and I ain't gonna let you lie about it.
The point is, Elsa is prepared to tell investigators about that night as well. Unless you help her out. I'm not saying this as a threat.
Of course it's a fucking threat.
Either way, you should reconsider helping her out. Everyone knows you're running for mayor.
Jesus, Paul.
Maybe there's a trade you can make with the DA.
I'm not trading shit with the DA. First off, even if I did say that, it was because at the time, it made sense.
Killing her father made sense.
Telling her to survive made sense, which is why we gave her the money in the first place.
I understand.
That was the need I was addressing. She was the need. That was my job, to end that situation.
And now?
Now the needs are different.
Says the politician.
I am a fucking politician.
Exactly.
Exactly. Back then, you were the priority. Today, there is an entire city that needs protection.
Right.
Which is what I do every day. I protect people from shitty men, shitty air, shitty corporate greed.
What we're talking about now is Elsa.
I would never have told her to kill someone, or implied it, or let her infer it from my words. You know that's not the fucking truth in your heart.
So then what did you mean? You knew I wasn't gonna leave the house. What did you mean? Politely ask him to stop? You knew I had a gun. Even if you didn't know, you knew, because you gave me money and you knew how I lived back then. I ain't trying to threaten you, Sandy. I just need a chance. I need fairness. That's it. I want to be a person of promise again.
I don't like being blackmailed.
It's not what this is.
Shout your information to the world. I'm not gonna cheat the law for you.
Well, you definitely did for yourself.
I got you a job as a favor for the favor you did for me.
I'm a fucking secretary.
And I told the New York Times that you deserved a second chance after you served your term.
I did deserve
And now
that.
I'm the asshole because you can't manage your anger.
Why am I listening to this?
Because he asked to see me.
I wanted to talk to you.
You're trying to threaten me into manipulating the system. and I will not do that.
You wouldn't be saying this if I was black.
Have you fucking lost your mind?
If
Or
I
go
was
there.
black, you'd be helping my ass
you are
out.
so far off the mark.
You just have to help your own.
This has nothing to do with race.
Of course it does.
I represent Washington Heights.
Which is full of black people, Dominicans.
Half of Puerto Rico has African blood.
Not the good half.
You really need to focus here.
Oh, don't tell me what I
Sandy
need.
isn't a racist.
How do you know?
She lives with a white guy named Dan.
It's who she helps.
Are you done?
And no one wants your opinion on racism, Paul.
Okay,
I
let's
mean-
all just stop yelling here.
Can you stop acting like the guilty white guy and pull your balls back out your ass?
You want my help or not?
Yeah, I want your help.
Shut up.
No, you shut
But
up.
I'm not fucking kidding. This is not how you handle this. So you need to shut your entire mouth and let me deal with her.
I have a meeting I have to go
Sandy,
to.
you lied to investigators at the time.
I omitted information.
Bent the rules
Fine.
to protect yourself, which you now refuse to do for Elsa. So the question is, why not bend them now?
Because now my job is to protect them.
Because now they protect you.
No, because now I work for the citizens.
I am a citizen. I am one of them.
20 years ago, you would have helped her.
I will not damage the greater good. Is bigger than me, is bigger than her. I'm sorry, but it is. It's called growing up. The older you get, the more you think you can make a difference.
You mean the more powerful you get, the more you get to call the shots for whole groups of people.
And don't tell me a white guy like you doesn't understand power.
Let's go find that reporter.
I heard about your case, Paul.
Sandy,
Congratulations.
She's messing with you, man.
No. I'm just noting that suddenly he's a public figure fighting the good fight.
So?
So if it comes out that 5 months ago he lied on my behalf, it's gonna look bad. In fact, it's pretty obvious from where I stand. If I go down, you do too.
He doesn't care.
Of course he cares.
Say something, man.
I'm trying to make a difference.
So am I.
Which starts with the individual, which right now is Elsa.
Paul.
I need you to be quiet. I
But you
really
can't
do.
let her do that. I ain't a fucking stat. She's manipulating you.
She's standing her ground, which I think we need to recognize.
I should just fuck you up.
Do not
Okay,
say
we're
things
done.
like that.
Why not?
Listen to me. I don't know if that's some sort of a joke or some sort of a threat, but it's really not cool.
Why? Because when I get out of prison, I'm supposed to be some saint with inner peace?
No, but if you want to talk about parole violations...
I don't give a shit! Sandy, you don't think 16 years just drowns you? To where you can't get above it? No magic carpet. It's just you in the water and all them happy people on the beach.
We can get you help.
You were my help.
We can get you more.
Where's the guy who used to help people, man?
We can look at our options, but first you got to calm down.
I'm calm.
We can get you a good lawyer.
You're so I'm proud of you now.
I want to help you, Elsa, but we have to be realistic.
It's not working.
Put that down, Elsa.
I ain't hurting no one.
Look, if we can't change our mind, at a certain point, we find another way.
At a certain point, no more, big brother.
I'll still help you, but first you got to put that down.
You only help when it's fun.
Bullshit, he's standing right here. He doesn't have to.
Where you going?
Back up.
You don't like being scared?
Paul,
Get back, Elsa.
Fucking make me. Is this what you want me to be? The fucking crazy Puerto Rican?
this isn't you.
But it's what you expect me to be, right?
I'm calling security.
Okay. Is this better?
I don't know.
Get off me! off! Get the fuck off me! Get off! Get off!
Stop.
I'm done. I'm done.
Listen to me.
I don't care.
Well, I do. I'll prove it by what I do.
You're so full of shit.
Watch me. I swear I will care for girls like you were. I'll stop people from hurting them. And I will do it every day for as long as I can.
You're just talking so I don't hit you.
No. It's real.
I'm gonna talk to the reporter.
It'll be your word against Sandy's. Who do you think they'll believe?
Not if you're with me. Paul. She's got you on a fucking barrel, man. You all should be together. You make a great couple. You're a fucking pussy. And you, Miss Speaker, speak loud, bitch. You all probably should call the police. They're coming for me anyway. Let him come.
Mayor James, thank you for being on the show.
Well, it's absolutely my pleasure, Cindy.
And congratulations on your latest budget victory.
Thank you.
A deep reallocation of police funding, large increases in K-6 education, debt relief for small businesses. This is truly a landmark moment for the city.
Well, my hope is that we keep going in making life better, healthier, safer, and fairer to New Yorkers, especially those who have been neglected for far too long. You know, Frederick Douglass taught us that power concedes nothing without a demand, and we now have the power to make those demands come true. So, I'm happy with where we've currently landed.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. I see we have a few of our regulars here. Jerry just told me I should tout my new approval numbers. I'll let her do that. More importantly, and why we're here today, the progress report for our target trafficking task force with the ATF is deeply encouraging. 139 arrests of gun traffickers and their purveyors since April. Very pleasing. But first, and on a quite personal note, I was informed of a death that took place last night at the Bedford Correctional Facility upstate. An inmate named Elsa Mercado was found hanging in her cell at approximately 9:45 p.m. Elsa was someone I hadn't seen in 5 years, but I'd known for over 20. She and I had many clashes, and like myself, she was far from perfect. Her second prison sentence was relatively short, but she kept incurring infractions, and her time in the system kept getting extended. Elsa could be very blunt. She spoke her mind, and her mind had a lot to say. Watching her stumble and survive, and continue to survive for as many years as she did, taught me what it means to be human on this earth. She was the embodiment of yearning and striving, glory and grace. Her loss is unspeakable to me. I'm off topic. Anyway. I'm gonna let Jerry answer some questions about the task force.
Mayor James, how will this affect your social and criminal justice reform legislation? Mayor. Mayor. Mayor James. Given this tragedy, but also in the wake of all those left behind, your power as leader of America's largest city, what are you going to do next? Miss Mayor, what are you going to do next?